All right, great. All right. Firstly, thanks to the IREX team for putting up this excellent conclave. We are proud to be platinum sponsors for the event. We've been collaborating with IREX quarter on quarter every year for these events across the globe. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and everyone who's present at this venue to attend and know more about the EB-5 program. With that, myself, as Hisham mentioned, Edwin John, Director of Business Development for US Immigration Fund. Here I'm about to talk about EB-5 and the financing options that we have at US Immigration Fund. To begin with, why EB-5? Why is it an attractive opportunity to pursue if you're looking at migrating to the United States? Firstly, it is a single investment which gives your complete family access to the United States on your EB-5 visa. What I'm talking about is the head of the family, the spouse, and any unmarried child below the age of 21 who qualifies for this particular program. Sure. Is it better?
No, you're moving away. I want you to be forward into it.
Okay, got it. Better now?
Yeah. You okay?
Okay, got it. Most importantly, we have a lot of folks who are dependent on their US employers for their H-1Bs. EB-5 completely rules that out. Who can apply? Anyone can apply for the EB-5 program as far as they have legit source of funds which are available, for which we would have to introduce you to the immigration attorneys. There's no wait list as on date for any investor who's applying for the EB-5 visa. After the implementation of the RIA, the Reforms and Integration Act, the processing timelines we've seen is that we've gotten approvals coming in as early as 12 months. With that, an important change that's come across is that anyone who's already in the US on a valid visa can concurrently file for their adjustment of status, which is a big positive for anyone who is looking at the EB-5 program. More so, USIF being in business for almost more than a decade and a half, we would work hand in glove with the USCIS department to make sure that we are a very compliant regional center. Just to back that up with our track record, we've been in business since 2010. We've been industry leaders in the EB-5 space. We've raised close to $3 billion in capital, out of which 1/3 of the amount has already been repaid to investors. This is critical for anyone who is looking at exploring the EB-5 option. We've done 5,200 investors since inception, out of which 90% of them have already got their conditional green cards. Up on the screen is a couple of projects which we've successfully completed and repaid the complete capital on it. And I would really want you to pay heed to the Kushner-Cabot project, which is the first one to my right. We talk about that in a bit. Why choose USIS? We are a global team across the world. We have a major part in India and China. Apart from that, we have stakeholders who we very closely work with brands which are top in the industry, maybe immigration lawyers, investment banks, channel partners, in order to make sure that we help our investors. We have a team which is available 24/7 to cater to their needs. I would like to play a short video talking about who are we, what do we do, followed by a small note by our president, Nick Mastriani III.
Since the inception of the EB-5 program in 1990, tens of thousands of investors and family members' lives have been changed forever, while also creating hundreds of thousands of American jobs and financing some of the top real estate projects in the United States. Over nearly a decade, the U.S. Immigration Fund has proved itself to be the premier EB-5 regional center. To date, USIF is assisting nearly 6,000 families to apply through the program. bringing approximately $3 billion of investment to the United States.
Since the formation of the U.S. Immigration Fund, we have grown to be known as a leader in our industry, and we've been touted with successfully raising funds and being involved with some of the most recognizable EB-5 projects in the history of the program, from New York and New York City to Florida and across the country to California. USIF has experienced an unparalleled track record of success for nearly 6,000 investors and their families.
The company's success is based on its strong partnerships with international immigration agents, attorneys, third-party advisors, and the development sponsors that they invest with.
Over the years, U.S. Immigration Fund has built long-lasting relationships with world-renowned development companies, ranging from multi-billion-dollar publicly traded groups to multi-generational, 100-plus-year-old family-run development companies. These companies have been responsible for masterminding some of the country's most revered districts, some of the most recognizable buildings in the entire world.
That's the video for you all. We at USIF believe strongly in getting the right project to the investors, because that's where we would be able to go ahead and de-risk as much as the risk involved is to be taken, right? Having said that, in the next slide, I would like to talk about Summit, New Jersey, which is a multifamily for lease project, which is based out of Jersey City. It's already, there are 2 towers in the project, out of which one has already been completed. As I said in my earlier slides, important to look at the Kushner developers. This is our second project with the Kushner developers. They are a 4-decade-old real estate developer, a marquee name in the Jersey City. They have close to 16 billion square feet of portfolio in their kitty. Having said that, we have, in our previous project that we worked with the Kushners, way back in 2014, the 65 Bay Street, we had close to 100 investors who had invested $50 million. The project is completely paid back. The anticipated timeline there was 5 years, but we ended up paying the developers 3.5 years. So we were well ahead of time there, which is a critical aspect for any investor who is looking at investing in the EB-5 program. This slide includes a lot of content there. This talks more about the Summit, New Jersey project. The numbers are up there for you guys to have a look at. But what is critical here is the project is a 10 to 20 minute train ride away from downtown New York, where the rentals would be anywhere between $5,000, $5,500. However, this project is located so close to downtown that it is critical from an aspect that your rentals here are 40% lower, which makes it affordable for the workforce and for the students in that area, which is important for, again, from an investor standpoint, because of the fact that you know that there is enough and more cash flow coming back to the developer, which ascertains the fact that you would be getting paid back your capital. These are a few renders about the project. The project is almost 80% completed, due to complete construction by 2026. That's up there for you all. You can just take out your phones and scan the QR code. This is basically a landing page to the pre-leasing agreement that you could sign. We already have a couple of marquee names in the market who have gone ahead and signed long-term leases. I'll be talking about that in a bit. There you go. So you have Target, you have CVS Pharmacy, you have Starbucks, who've already signed 10-year lease contracts with us, which makes it sure about the cash flows which will be coming back to the developer, making it easy for you to get repaid. Another critical aspect from an investor standpoint is that of job creation, because this is a USCIS requirement that every investor needs to make sure that there are 10 jobs which are created. We have 63 investors investing in New Jersey, Summit, which means we needed 630 jobs. The number there is 4,337, which means we've already surpassed that, which makes it more of a project that needs to be appreciated from an investment standpoint. As I said in my previous slides about the people that we work with, it also includes the financial institutions that we look at when we are evaluating the projects. We make sure that we look at senior lenders who are financial institutions of large scale, making sure that we find it easy to invest in that project because of the kind of due diligence that they would be conducting. Now, with 1JS, we have Apollo and EIG who are leading the cap stack from a senior lender's position. That's a look at the cap stack for you guys. The total project cost is close to $1 billion, wherein the EB-5 capital is just close to 5% of that, which is important for you guys to understand that the developer is not dependent on the EB-5 capital in order to complete the project, which again de-risks your financial risk to a large extent. Opportunity Fund Lender. So this is an initiative that we have started from a USIF perspective, where we are going ahead and making sure that EB-5 is becoming more affordable for investors to go and take part in. USIF has partnered with OFL, Opportunity Fund Lender, which is a subsidiary of Summit Ventures, to provide financing options to investors. That's exactly what I spoke about. Key features of the loan, critical to keep a watch out for. We are going ahead and approving loans up to 400,000 USD, which is 50% of the required amount to invest. The rate at which we are doing that is 4.95% per annum, and there are no processing fees as well, no prepayment penalties. Makes it a lucrative option. Please visit our booth. We'd be happy to have a detailed conversation with you guys about that. In case if any of you would want to have a deeper look into it, please take out your phones, scan the QR code. It'll take you to the landing page of OFL. You can have a look at the website, log in your queries there as well. With that, that's me up there. My coordinates are there. Take out your phones again. You can get in touch with me in case if you have any queries. We'll be happy to answer them.